Welcome to Canada. This is cold. The cold weather is shining, bright and shining. Okay, here's your quote for the day. You pierced my heart with the arrow of your love, and we carried your words, transfixing my innermost being. The examples given by your servants, whom you had transformed from black to shining white and from death to life, crowded in upon my thoughts. They burnt away and destroyed my heavy sluggishness, preventing me from being dragged down to low things. They set me on fire with such force that every breath of opposition from my deceitful tongue had the power not to dampen my zeal, but to inflame it the more. So that's a really nice quote. I really like it. Well chosen, me. So we are chatting about hope. We are talking about being loved and the fact that we are loved, how that gives us hope. And now we need to think of what are we doing with that love, that transformative love, or I actually like that word, transfixing, meaning that, let's bring it up here. And now I need another thing that is taller. Hello. I haven't gotten I actually have a proper stand, but since I don't do normal things, it's not with me. Okay, so we were talking about what's the craziest thing you've done for love today. That's what I want to hear. I want to hear it in the comments. I want to hear it on my Instagram. You can share it with me. I won't share it publicly unless maybe it's a good story. I definitely love a good story. So if you have a crazy love story to share with me, do it. I need a good something interesting. Something fun to listen to. I was listening to Joe Rogan, and I'm listening to what's the guy's name? I don't know. Philip Golf. He is a philosopher, a pantheist. So they believe that consciousness is in everything. And as opposed to, say, a dualist, who would say there is a soul and a body, this is a pantheist, where everything sort of is a soul, or a soul or a conscious. I call it soul. They wouldn't call it soul. They would call it consciousness. And you can tell Joe Rogan is having a hard time understanding him, because it makes, like, they are trying to argue against materialists who would say that there is no soul and that everything is just object. And it's a tough episode. I haven't had a tough episode to just can't get through it, to listen, because it's just, to me, these type of philosophies that say everything is consciousness, they're so hard to almost prove, right? Because consciousness is not provable, because it's not something you can see. And he is having a hard time, I think, explaining it. He explains it's things are red, and you can't explain red, say, to a blind person, or redness is such a qualitative thing that you can't really explain it, other than, well, how do you explain red, really? Like an apple. An apple is red, but they've only tasted an apple. They haven't seen red. So And so the experience of material things is something that is unmeasurable with mathematics, and we come into this chaos of trying to explain feelings and experiences without numbers, which is very impossible. So to a dualist, well, we have a soul, we have the experience of something greater than us. um, to a materialist, I don't really understand that. How can anybody be a purely materialist? If you are, please send me send me why or how. To me, it's just so clear that this is not all there is. There is such an excellent order in things, that I don't think it can be just numbers and casualty without any organizer. How can there be so much order without somebody organizing it? So how does that relate to this? It doesn't. I'm just kidding. Of course, everything relates to everything, but we're gonna make it work. We're gonna think of the experience of Christ. I think is similar to that consciousness of it is something that it can be touched, seen, measured. You can't explain it. And even not even the experience of love of Christ, of any love, anybody, if you've been loved, how do you measure love, real love? It's immeasurable, usually. It's something you can't physically explain. Why do you love so much? Why do you love your children so much? They scream at you most of the day. Why are you loving? But it is what it is. It is the soul. It is existence, and it is life itself. The love for life itself. It's hard to ignore it, I think, and to a pantheist consciousness is that experience. I put it, the experience, I just call it God, and that is my explanation to things. God loves us, so he created all things great for me to enjoy, and I am loved, and as is everybody else. I just know about it. So if people don't know about it, then we have to bring it about to others, right? So that's what St. Augustine ended up doing. Changed his life completely from being a purely reason philosopher. It requires, I think, humility to accept that God exists, because that means that we are not at the top of the food chain. I guess it's not food chain, it's a being chain. There's somebody else above us, so that requires a lot of humility, but that's what love is. Accepting your reality and accepting that you are there to love and to enjoy and to be loved and to love. So that's it. That's it for today. Happy Advent. That's your reflection of the day. Hope you're enjoying this. If you're not watching, or if you are not enjoying, let me know. Let me know if I need to change something. Paper is doing great. I'm gonna get my artists coming to get them this week, and then we're gonna have an auction for December 22nd, and that's very exciting. I still don't know if it's going to be a physical auction or an online auction only, but it is going to be good. So keep in touch with us.